Long ago, in the verdant heart of the Ashaka lands, there was a river that never ran dry. The river Anu was the lifeblood of the Ashaka people. Its crystal waters nourished the crops, quenched the thirst of animals, and served as the heart of their traditions. But one fateful year, the river dried up without warning. The elders, baffled and fearful, declared that the gods were angry. The villagers prayed, offered sacrifices, and chanted ancient songs, but the river remained lifeless. Desperation gripped the people. Livestock perished, crops withered, and hunger clawed at their bellies. In the village of Ashaka, there lived a young man named Kalibari. Kalibari was known as a skilled hunter, quick-footed and sharp-eyed. But he was also seen as brash and impulsive, often choosing action over caution. One evening, during a gathering around the dying embers of a communal fire, Kalibari stood and said, "I will journey to the source of the river and find out why the gods have forsaken us." The elders scoffed. "This is no task for the reckless," said Elder Mbatha, his voice trembling with age and wisdom. "The river's source is guarded by spirits, and no one who goes there has ever returned." But Kalibari, undeterred, declared, "If no one dares, how will we survive? I must try." The next morning, with the blessings of his mother and the reluctant approval of the elders, Kalibari set out. He carried his bow, a quiver of arrows, and a small pouch of provisions. As he entered the dense jungle, the sounds of the village faded, replaced by the symphony of nature, chirping birds, rustling leaves, and the distant roar of unseen creatures. Days turned into nights as Kalibari followed the dry riverbed. The journey tested his strength and resolve. He climbed rocky cliffs, waded through muddy swamps, and braved the watchful eyes of predators. One night, as he rested under a baobab tree, he was visited by a strange figure, a woman draped in flowing robes of shimmering water. Her hair glistened like dew in the moonlight, and her voice was both soothing and commanding. "You seek the river Anu," she said. Kalibari, startled but not afraid, nodded. "I am the spirit of the river," she continued. "Your people have forgotten the sacred pact. They took from the river without giving thanks, and now the river sleeps." Kalibari bowed his head in shame. "What must I do to awaken the river?" he asked. The river spirit replied, "You must journey to the cavern of echoes, where the sacred heart of the river lies. Prove your worth by facing 3 trials: courage, wisdom, and sacrifice. Only then will the river flow again." With her guidance, Kalibari set off toward the cavern of echoes. The first trial awaited him in a dense thicket where a ferocious lion guarded the path. Kalibari knew he could not defeat the beast through sheer strength. Instead, he used his knowledge of the land, setting a trap with vines and luring the lion into it. When the lion was ensnared, Kalibari spoke softly, releasing it without harm, proving his courage. The second trial tested his wisdom. Deep in the cavern, he encountered a labyrinth. At its entrance was an inscription, "To find the way, follow the song of life." As Kalibari moved through the twisting corridors, he listened carefully. Amid the echoes, he discerned the soft trickle of water. Following the sound, he found the exit, emerging into a chamber bathed in golden light. The final trial was the hardest. The heart of the river lay in the chamber, a radiant crystal pulsating with life. To restore the river, Kalibari had to give something of great value. He hesitated, then removed his hunting amulet, the gift from his late father. The amulet was more than an object, it was his link to his father's memory. But Kalibari placed it on the crystal, whispering, "For my people." As the amulet fused with the crystal, the ground trembled. Water gushed forth, filling the cavern and rushing back toward the village. Kalibari, exhausted but elated, returned to Ashaka to find the river flowing once more. The people rejoiced, their faith renewed, and Kalibari was hailed as a hero. Elder Mbatha, with tears in his eyes, said, "You have shown us the way. May we never forget to honor the gifts we are given." And so, the Ashaka people revived their traditions, holding festivals by the river and teaching future generations the value of respect and gratitude. Kalibari, though celebrated, remained humble. He often sat by the river, watching its gentle flow, a reminder of the trials he faced and the lessons he learned. His tale became a legend, passed down through the ages, a story of courage, wisdom, and the unbreakable bond between people and nature.